So Ram, start us off with that amazing story of yours.
It was the most weirdest, not scariest.
But somewhat uncomfortable kind of.
No, I knew this was happening, but when it happened to me, I know it is happening.
Right.
And it is, it makes me lose credibility on what I am actually doing.
Right.
Our bread and butter is relayed on that tool, and when that tool,
Is going haywire.
it's not haywire, or we do not know what is happening within
Yeah.
that tool. That
You cannot tell it to someone saying this is what happened, right?
this is what happened. It is that bad of an incident. So I think it was like a glitch in the Matrix, like how in the movie Matrix they say it repeats itself again. There is a glitch. So I just saw a glitch on Instagram. I think it is a glitch.
Yeah, it can be.
You
it can be intentional.
Call it a glitch or an intentional act. But no, I did not add followers to that page. I did not follow anybody from that page. And then one fine day when I opened the app, it started showing me random posts of other people. So I thought, okay, maybe the phone was in my pocket or someone would have accidentally
followed someone.
done it. When someone else was using my phone, they could have done it. So I unfollowed all these people because
How many numbers was it?
It was around 40 plus.
Oh.
And so I unfollowed all of them while coming to the office because this account is our office's account. It's not a personal account, so this is our official account. So I unfollowed business page. So I unfollowed it and brought back to the one following number to our other official page. And then all of a sudden I opened the app again. No, I not opened. I had a notification.
And we were in the same room.
Yeah, so you saw the notification. I'm going back into the app. 11 followers, new followers. And it's like I'm telling it to you, and then I'm turning it's like my phone could hear, and
I told you it's like showing only one.
It's showing one. So it's like my phone could hear it and pass on that information to some AI or something, and this is immediately able to react to it and bring it back to the normal thing. So
but when you showed it to me, it was like you said see again, and that's like the first split second I saw it, it was like 11 followers, and I'm just closing my eye and I'm opening my eye, it's like one followers again. So it was like that snippy and fast, and we didn't know what happened. We can't even type this out.
It can be an Instagram glitch.
It
can be. Better it is an Instagram glitch because the integrity of the platform. I still believe in the integrity of the platform. So
right. No, we were also talking about YouTube having AI as bots in the previous example. Correct. And maybe all of the social media is a numbers game, and we can't even physically count if there are actually 1 billion people on the platform, right? It's just the app companies claiming that you have this many downloads, this many people using it.
Does the company actually know it is the next question?
Right.
Does the company know
that it's happening?
This is happening. Does the company know that it is actually an artificial intelligence that is sitting within its? No, it's like a virus, basically a virus hacking into the network.
Right.
An artificial intelligence is it's a digital virus that can think of its own, that can transform and do anything.
Right.
It's a scary digital world. Digital is not safe. It's a scary digital
place to be in, and that's one of the topics that we are going to cover in this episode as we start with the real life example, because today we wanted to talk about the media and the power of censorship that brands have right now, and also how misinformation and information that catches on like fire. We don't know the credibility of certain messages. So recently YouTube has come out with this censorship program where they don't want you to curse in any of the videos, and if you have to curse in your video, you have to face the demonetization.
Okay.
Like your videos won't be monetized, and
but the content can be on the platform.
It can be on the platform, but it will not be put into a recommendation algorithm. It will not be promoted to a lot of people.
Okay.
So it will affect the entire virality of that specific
video.
The purpose of the content being spread, and
but this is like it can happen organically, but
no,
people driven. Rather than AI driven?
Yeah, AI driven is happening in lakhs, right? Yeah, maybe if people share it with like 1 lakh people at a time, then yeah. But YouTube can decide like this ranking signal that is like having limitation of content, but people pushing it, it can say if it is like regulated by the algorithm, do not even push the video even if a lot of people share it.
No, like, you can still do it in other platforms.
Yeah, we can do it in other platforms, yes. So, and if you curse in
So
your
no, the
videos,
thing is like, so we need not be worried to curse. No.
yeah,
Sorry, that is the reason why.
but we have never, I think we have hardly ever cursed in our videos. But
Sometimes I've cursed some people, like Sundar Pichai, I've cursed him, I've cursed Elon Musk.
Right, but it's not just the curse word, but the frequency of the words being used in that platform, because they understand what text we are speaking throughout the entire video, because since the video is probably in English. So what they are doing right now is, even if you say a curse word now and YouTube does not comply by it, your previous videos which had earned money before the that this act got passed will also be affected, because like you would have earned like 10,000 rupees in that video. Like they'll retake that amount from you in your future videos also.
So basically now YouTube is sabotaging its creators,
Exactly.
its creators' community.
Right.
Basically, now YouTube does not want to glorify them anymore. I think YouTube is saying that you are a slave to me.
Right.
Directly, that is what I think Google or Alphabet, what is the name? Alphabet is directly telling to all the people who built that platform. It's like, YouTube did not build it by itself. YouTube was built by the community of
And the platform's tagline itself was broadcast yourself. That was the core goal of YouTube. Is basically it's your tube. So right now it's becoming more like TVs and brands trying to control the free.
And this is happening because of
advertisements. Advertisers not being able to.
So this is because of the big corporates.
Yeah, trying to instigate a woke culture into the community that puts them into a platform like, we don't want our ads to be associated with this creator.
So they want to show themselves clean.
Clean, yeah, basically.
But they are the most dirtiest people alive.
That's the irony. That's the irony that we are living in.
Basically, the one thing that religion did the same. Religion gave us a set of guidelines and separated, saying this is good, this is bad. And once you are able to separate, not differentiate, separate things good and bad based on your ideology, you're creating a whole new pattern of thoughts into the people who are going to consume that or be a part of that. And it's going to affect their minds a lot.
Right.
You are going to come with a clean, when until a ripe age, until you're 10 or something, your brain is going to be very clean. And oh my god, and this is
like pure infiltration.
this
Infiltration,
mind control. This is
exactly.
So these big companies want to control the minds of these people. Oh my god.
And this happened with our the Sterlite problem also, where they specifically cut off all the internet connectivity. And China also restricts a lot of content to be shown to their audience. And it always tries to control, if the content is about government, it will not promote it, it will not propagate it. So they have like key trigger words that are put into a certain pattern will not be promoted by the algorithm at all. So a lot of creators have debunked shown this with proof, but the platform will not show it, and the platform is not going to favor them. So what percentage of information that we consume on a daily basis, like for example, let's say we have some credible sources like the newspapers or
newspaper is not credible.
So,
I don't think anything is credible.
So let's how do we understand misinformation? For example, like let's say I see a Facebook post, right? And it says like Ram Kesavan stole 100 rupees from me, right? And you don't know that post was made by you. But let's say 100 of your friends see that post, and right now they have a bias saying, yeah, maybe Ram Kesavan stole 100 rupees, right? But it could have been the other person who stole 100 rupees from you. But even before you got that information out, this information went ahead, having the credibility because it was like earlier.
Okay.
Right? So Facebook has been trying to find a lot of ways to handle misinformation, but since it comes in different forms and there is like not many sources that can confirm the same, it has not found enough traction to create how do we identify misinformation. So what do you think is the history of misinformation before media and after the progression of social media. Do you have any specific examples that you can give?
So one thing that I was really happy, and I always talk about, say we can communicate to the whole world now. We have the power of the internet, we have the power of social media. But these decisions taken by these social media companies is the worst decision I think that they can ever make.
Right.
And this does not solve the purpose of communication anymore. Now this becomes more like
more confusion than communication. Right?
Yes, now this is not at all communication, because it was created by people. It can be good, bad, right, it can be biased, but still it was not most of the information was created by an organization or by a company. It was created by an individual, and based on their perception the ideas were shared. So you can take anything out of it, like you said, Ram stole 100 rupees, Ram gave 100 rupees. It can be anything, and you can take whatever information you want. You had the choice. But now if these big guys are infiltrating and bullying, literally these guys are bullying social media companies, because social media companies' biggest revenue is from their ads.
Right, business.
I think social media companies should look other options. Like they should start supporting small and medium businesses.
Right.
They should start to focusing their revenue stream by developing regional businesses.
Right.
I think that way they can keep up. I am sure, if I was a creator of a social media platform, I would not, happily want this to happen.
Right.
That was not the objective of me creating that. It is my baby, and I do not want my baby to be corrupted, polluted. I don't think any of these founders, I think they're all being puppeted to money, and that is forcing even the content creators to be puppeted for money. I think we should start looking at the whole big picture and stop complaining Alphabet and Facebook for this to happen, and rather directly say this is the reason why this is happening. We should start, actually small and medium businesses should start spending more money on social media. It is our time to support social media from these big,
because of our possibility to reach a lot of people with so little money.
And I think these guys have also invested a lot of money in their platform. All these big guys
to create the product
to create all these segmenting, targeting options, these retargeting options. They have made a very powerful tool,
sales engine, basically
a direct sales engine. You can automate most of your marketing process. A door-to-door salesman need not go door to door now. A door-to-door salesman can do a phone-to-phone job sitting in his house and get the same result at a much effective price.
And can measure it also.
Measurably it is more effective than what he is doing. Personally for him, he is more satisfied. The customer is more satisfied. The company is more satisfied. And small and medium companies should now back social media. These big guys are ditching social media. So small and medium companies, they should come into social media. They should support the community. The more they advertise, the more money that they put into social media is the only way we can get back into the free speech system.
Right.
Or else we are going to have a controlled, monitored system that is going to affect the entirety of what we have always been talking. We are talking about free speech, whatever, and this is going to repeat to us again and again and again and again in loop. All this 1% of small people trying to, I think it is the same person again. We might think that the puppeteer is different,
but it's like the same people.
Name, the brand is changing, but the individual, the small group of individual, I am sure is not changing. I am sure, because it is the same thing happening again and again. If it is a different strategy, if it is a different
form altogether,
then you can say, okay, there has been something happening, but it is the same thing again and again happening. It has happened when religion came, it has happened when newspaper came, when radio came,
and now it has already become like who gets the most clicks. So that is what these companies and these newspaper journals or whatever it is,
who gets the
most clicks.
Clicks.
right? So for example, it's a new announcement about a new movie, right? Does not create attraction or something like that, but they focus something very negative about the movie, saying there is no women cast in that movie, or there is no disabled people cast in that movie, or something like that. That will trigger a lot of people saying, why didn't they do that? But it was not something that is needed in the original thing at all, because it's a story of its own. But they'll focus on something that was not intentionally in the movie, and then try to propagate it in such a way that it was a hate movie, right? And it generates more clicks for the website because people want to know why it happened, and then ending up sometimes people cancelling the entire movie for being racist or being ableist or something like that. So this affects
it is able to influence
and control behavior of the audience basically. So this happened with Johnny Depp's trial also, where when Johnny Depp was framed with Amber Heard's case, since he was like accused of abuse and everything, his entire Disney contract for Pirates of the Caribbean went. And right now, when he was like proven innocent or whatever, the contract did not come back because like the brand does not want to associate with his entire. I think the movies.
So that is again Disney, right?
Disney, yes.
Oh, these guys are really scary,
Right.
These guys are now really, really scary.
In the previous episode, we spoke about how they control the entire.
The most dirtiest people want to show that they are very clean.
Very clean, right? I think this should be the thumbnail of this video.
They are very, very ugly inside. They have a very ugly agenda of controlling and manipulating, power seeking, but then they keep themselves
because they
want to make themselves look pretty and beautiful outside. Oh my God.
Right. And it is like, constantly, putting some things that trigger people to make sure that it gets them talking about something. Like for example, if you have a clickbait thumbnail and the click-through rate is like 20%, and if you have a normal thumbnail, it will have a click-through rate of 1%, and the brands want that. So even if somebody does nothing, it has to find something to put himself, because like Elon Musk has become one of the biggest clickbaits for a lot of brands. So even if they don't have any news about him.
No, Elon Musk is the crypto mafia.
Yeah.
Whatever the crypto.
Yeah, you can associate his name with anything. Like if you want to talk about car industry, Elon says Ford is going to die.
The name, the brand value.
The brand value and the click-through rate he has. And Ford, he would have said like maybe fossil fuels, or like he would have made any blatant statement. But they'll say Elon Musk says Ford will die. And there are Ford fans who want to see what Ford is doing. So with this negative, positive affirmation of people focusing on their clicks towards negative sentiments makes the brands, adapt to them. So there was this one quote by a person like, the market is not determined by the companies. What you enjoy will determine the market. So let's say we focus too much on negativity of any brand, we enjoy the negativity or controversy of anything that's happening, and the media wants to fuel it because it is the only thing that goes. And there was a survey that was made, like every headline that had a negative connotation to it had 3 times better click-through rates. So media outlets actually want to capitalize on that. So they'll have positive news, but the negative news will always outperform them or outshine them. And that is how I think false misinformation plays a crucial role, because brands don't have to have a news. They can just write about anything because there is no credibility and there is no back checking and everything. So because this used to happen on WhatsApp, like people they still send like Janagana Managari is the best national anthem in the world. And I went to my native place this last month, and one person was like, don't you know that India's I think Padmanabhan said that. Padmanabhan is with us all the time, and he said like Janagana Managari is the best national anthem. But I have never seen a source for that. I have never seen anything of that. And he still believes that Janagana Managari is
this idea of when you said having a source is what I have been talking about. We are looking for affirmation of the fact through all these big guys who are the ugliest guys. That is how our brain has been wired.
Right.
Why can't, it is my personal decision. I can say it is the best song.
Right.
I don't need an affirmation from another big organization to say, or anything credit, someone else to give credibility.
Right.
I think that is where these guys are playing the manipulation game on us. They can, they not, they can, they are, they will.
And we've also seen a lot of this fashion parades and people winning the Miss India.
It's like more of it is like still dictatorship is existing, Hitler is existing, like in different forms. What Hitler did the same, but he did it with his body language and with his charisma. And
but right now it is happening very subtly and a poisonous
way, in a very poisonous way, slowly killing you. But I think it's happening very fast. You have your phone. Your phone is with you all the time,
and I've heard people talk about saying, I don't get influenced by ads, I don't get influenced by content, and they have convinced these people saying like you are not influenced by ads. So it's kind of come to a point where we think every single decision is made by us, but we have to accept the fact that no, it's not. Like every single thing that we do is an influence or a copy of something else. So these medias have too much power right now, and these companies,
I don't think media has the power. I think these big guys. Medias are just the
puppets of these guys.
Puppets. So they make sure they control the dominant mass media that exists.
They still do, right? Like even in television, even
they focus. Because when I was in Africa, I remember the ads there. I think it was an ad for Nestle's child drink.
Okay.
Cerelac.
Cerelac. Okay.
It is the same ad that is ad in India. Everything is the same. The text is same. The music is same, except the mother is black and the daughter is black.
Right.
So they know it is just that small thing to influence. They know how culturally diverse we are.
Oh, they try to push Cerelac in Africa. Right.
And this is 14, 15.
13, 14, yeah.
14, 15 in Kenya.
And they do it over and over again. I think they try something in one market, and if it works, they'll try the exact same thing in another market.
But these guys are genocides. These guys are worse than Hitler. Nestle is worse than Hitler. Nestle's product would have killed more people than Hitler. Nestle's products would have killed more beings than World War I. I am sure if we are going to take count directly or indirectly, these guys.
And McDonald's also plays a crucial role.
All these guys, guys whom we are talking about.
No, I spoke with my sister recently, and she shared like she wore a lehenga for her wedding. I said like, where did you get the idea of wearing a lehenga here? No, I thought like everybody was wearing it. So I said like, it's not even a Tamil thing. Like, we have a Tamil marriage. And she was like, no, I don't know. My friends did it and so I did. So then I went to her Instagram page and I see like every single video is from North India and everybody is wearing lehenga because it's something that they wear on their weddings. And right now it has infiltrated in so much that she spent around 20 to 25,000 for that lehenga, and she's not going to wear it anywhere else because like we don't go to a wedding wearing a lehenga. So then I thought like, okay, every single person's social media is different and they are getting influenced by different things very segmentedly, targeted very well, and pushed in such a way that it's a good product for you, right? So it's scary how
So capitalism is not the right, it is not taking the right, I always used to believe, capitalism is the solution for most of the problems that the society is facing. It is a good thing, but
it's making people unhappy.
Anything too big, capitalism should have certain rules that too big is not good for anything. I think
too much of anything is never
too much of anything is. But now it is very hard. They are the people now are the regulating bodies, and now we are talking.
They will set rules. They'll break.
We are talking about regulating them, but as of now they are.
And we are posting them. We are
using them to. I don't know if we saw how Instagram reacted to just our voice. I'm not sure how Instagram.
How our page will perform in the future. Yeah, so I think these media outlets and social media platforms have a lot of ethical responsibilities that they should have, and like we spoke about in the previous episode of how ethical responsibility is not one of the primary concerns of them, and how profitability over sustainability is.
I think these guys, they think that only under great control there can the achievement that they want
Right.
for the human as a species
They want a control environment basically.
can, happen. Control is good, control is good till an extent, until you are able to. But I think controlling your thoughts, we have always been doing that, but that has been the biggest problem that we have always been continuously facing generation after generation. The more you try to control thoughts through book, through history, that is what is keeping, all this differentiation amongst human beings more and more. It is giving us the split, like you said, North India, Lehenga, South India. It is because of this control that
We have had over years,
have
like a long
years
time.
through different forms of mass media. And I think mass media should not be controlled. They are using this as a tool.
Right.
Censorship tool, for example, swear words, nudity. I think they are using this as trump card
Right.
to make this decision and get us into control.
Right.
I think, or else, if it is not there, social media is going to be a place of leisure.
Right. It's again going to be a TV. Like
It is going to be a fun place. It used to be a fun place. I remember how it was when it started. I used to like to go there and play games with my friends.
right.
I used to go play digital game on Facebook with my friends. But now it is becoming, I do not know. I think to feed its bigness, it has become so greedy.
And there was this recent acquisition by Microsoft for a game called Minecraft. And in this gaming community, it is a very popular thing that people curse, their partner players, and they rage, and they have fun, swearing. And when Microsoft acquired it, immediately after 1 month, they said like any swear word being heard or typed on the chat will be banned. Their account will be banned immediately. They can't have an account, right? And the community was like incredibly sad. But at 1 month and 2 months after that, they had to comply because they want to enjoy the game. They had to, live by it. So I think there is a point where sometimes we can't do anything.
No, it's like, but Microsoft, I think Microsoft thinks that it is my father, it says like, you don't. That's what my father taught me, that, you don't use swear words, it's not, I don't know, Microsoft thinks it's the father of the world. Maybe, 100, 200 years from now, instead of writing stories of Zeus, they'll be writing stories of
Bill Gates.
There was a goodness god called the Soft Micro. He lived in the Mount of Atlantis in the United
And I
States.
think ChatGPT will write the same thing, they can write anything they want.
I think the funny legacy that these guys should. You can. An extent of control is okay. This is too much of this. This is going to break them. The more and more you emphasis on controlling, the more and more these free people think that they are put into prison. There is going to be a huge critical mass. Now maybe it's 5%. It's just the Minecraft people. Some of us, the social media content creators. Next, it's going to affect the content consumers also, because now they're going to get shitty content. They're not going to get content with emotions.
Right.
They like the
And
content because it was emotion.
They'll get to know it slowly. Like after
Very soon, people will hate it. That is, if there is going to be no emotions, why are you going to sit there and consume?
And what is the purpose of creating content if there is no diversity, right?
Then AI can make it.
Right.
Then AI can make it. Why can't I not use these words? Why can't I not, encourage certain
And there was one sentence in that YouTube guideline saying, we are not considering damn and hell to be, curse words anymore. Anymore. So that means like they were considering that to be curse words.
Thank you, Digital Father. I will obey by all your rules from today. Damn hell.
Reach Skyline. Embrace digital.